Welcome back to Face in the Crowd. We're chatting to founder and CEO of Bar Leader TV, legend Manqele. Now, legend, delving back into your childhood, I mean, was this always part of the dream? What was your childhood dream?
To be very honest, and I've never said this, I'm actually quite behind. Literally, like I thought I was gonna be Chris Brown at 19, you know.
What?
So I really, I think I am behind, and I think the biggest thing is, you know, when you look globally at people like us, at you know, peers and all these other people who sort of create and get into themselves, I would like to think that I'm behind, but I know that the universe obviously knows I'm in the right place.
Yes.
It's just my human self that sort of just is not satisfied, and you know, it's not a great feeling when you're achieving success, when you have all these things that everyone else wants in some way. It's kind of disrespectful, but I do believe that I'm behind, and it is only because there, you know, when I used to grow up, I used to dream of really taking charge of, you know, a lot of things, a lot of bigger things. You know, I appreciate this moment. I appreciate what I have, but I think we as a nation really need to start waking up our people. Our people are asleep, you know. I wake up every day and I go, I need to listen to myself. You know, there was a lot of years that I actually didn't listen to myself. As a 16-year-old, I knew that I had the ability of doing something. I'll tell you something, I used to be able to sing.
Yeah.
At 16, I used to be able to sing really well. I used to be able to act really well. I didn't listen to myself. I sort of summed myself up with the friends and I said, okay, cool, well, I'll count myself out. I will. I remember those thoughts now. I'm going, no, but okay, everyone wants to be an accountant and a lawyer so okay, what am I going to do? Because I have this feeling inside of me and it feels dark because everyone else doesn't agree with it. So thank God it came to me now where I'm more responsible, where I'm more, so those are the positives. But essentially, I did not listen to myself.
How did you enable yourself to hone those new tools then? Because as you mentioned, I mean, you were on air at some point, you were acting, singing, you were the Chris Brown in that sense if you wanted to do that. But somehow you obviously took a step back. You've entered the business of media, which is, I mean, not something that everyone who is on air does, because it does challenge your ego. It challenges your sense of what do I answer to? Who am I if nobody celebrates me in the traditional sense?
Yeah. You know, I think what led me to that was something very personal. So if I couldn't then do what I wanted to do, I was then going to support someone else and do that for others. You know, in my years of being a producer, a content producer to director, I really, if you look at all the people I've sort of sat next to or produced for, or, you know, sort of brought in to say, okay, you're the next star, I've always sort of gone, I know that that's the kind of support that you needed, so, or that I needed, so I didn't get it, so I'm gonna give it. You know what I mean? So that's really just been my I think my private mission, to always stand behind someone because I wanted that for myself, and I know what that means. You know what I mean? I know when a star walks down the red carpet, what she's going through or what he's going through. I'm gonna go ahead, prepare the media, prepare that stuff. I go beyond what a producer should do, which is, you know, I think, which has helped a lot in terms of, you know, how people view me. There's that value add, which I've never really spoken about, because I feel like it is a private thing. It's a selfless thing. But just in the aims of answering your question, I think that's how I then became, you know, the business behind the celebrity, or the business behind the show, or the business behind the idea, because I feel like no one has the kind of vigor these days as I do. I still believe in the Hollywood dream. I still believe in the the superstar, the thing that makes us go crazy. You know, I'm a fan as well. Like, I go crazy at some people, and I'm just like, oh my god. But I get to work with them these days, so it's kind of cool, yeah.
Now, Legend, early on we spoke to the colleagues, but we managed to find a few people in your circle of love, and this is what they had to say about you. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Lawrence Malika. I have the unfortunate pleasure of being really good friends with Legend Manqele, also known as Legend Manqele, also known as the big round guy. Legend as a person he's one of the most passionate individuals when it comes to work. So there's legend work and then there's legend. Most of the time it's very hard to separate the two, you know. I think part of our friendship is the reason why it's lasted so long is that we're both working people. You know, we love work, we love the industry, he's idealistic about the industry. And I think that's one of the things that I love about him. He is infectiously passionate. He does everything with so much zeal. I think anyone who's had the fortune of being around Legend would bear testament to that. He's constantly ticking, constantly working. We take time off, you know, strangely enough. And when we do, I don't think it's because that's personal time for us. So we'll either go fishing or we'll find a cabin somewhere in a remote and destitute area because it's important for us, because the last thing we need is a phone call or an email. So we normally just go away, and when we do it in solitude and in silence and come back like nothing happened. Sometimes we lie and say we were working the whole weekend, but we were just out being boys. It's one of the things that we enjoy. What do I admire about Legend? His work ethic. Me and him have a silent competition amongst one another. We have this thing, what's done on the right must be done on the left. So as head of a production house bar leader, whenever he signs on like a show or two shows, he's like, I'm 3 up, boy. So I need to go out and find 3 more shows to do, you know. His work ethic is insane. It's incredible. I mean, we exchange emails at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, or you'll get a missed call from Legend at like 3 a.m. in the morning. And then when you call, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. What kind of question is that? So one of the things I admire about him is his work ethic. He's a very compassionate dude. I think if you spend time with Legend, you leave that conversation or you leave that setting knowing so much about him because he gives himself. Me and Legend, our significant partners know that when we get married, there's a room for him in the house. I mean, we have that right now, you know. He's got the key to my place, I've got the key to his place. So whoever's getting married to me or Legend, it's gonna be a problem. You know, he's always gonna rock up, he's always gonna show up. We're always gonna be there in the dining room with our underwear on, just, hey baby, how you doing? So it's gonna get quite creepy, but yeah, my significant other knows that this bond, this lifelong bond, I think my friendship with him has transcended. I think we're brothers now. I mean, even my mom says it, even his mom says it. It's kind of creepy. The work that he's doing now is incredible, but I can't wait for him to start doing what he wants to do. I think that's really that's where his glory lies, you know. I think in the future, people shouldn't count him out. He's become one of the most important and vital people in the entertainment industry in South Africa. I'm always going to be a fan of his work. I'm a fan of his work. Unfortunately, we haven't found the time to work with one another on a project, but we will. But I think anyone who has the pleasure of working with him, I can confidently say that if you work with Legend, you're doing something right with your career. He's just one of those guys, you know. He's a rare breed.
Oh, let's get back to the bar leader. Now, Legend, what are some of the challenges you faced along the way? I mean, I'm sure it's been illustrious, to say the least.
Look, I mean, I'm entering, or I've entered a space where, you know, my leaders used to employ me. Now they are people I sort of meet in boardrooms. So my boss or my ex-bosses, I now have a kind of a different perspective. You know, we're in competition. That's what they say. We're in competition. I don't believe that. I think that we're just growing the industry. You know, a player has come in, we're growing the team. We're growing the team, and if you really do understand why another legend or another Keso or another Lawrence or another need to bring about new companies, is that we can house content. Because I can only house X amount of shows. Otherwise, I mean, what am I doing? Do you know what I mean? I can only house X amount of things within a year. Otherwise, I'm taking in and not considering what I'm taking in.
What are 3 advice or pearls of gems you would like to impart to people watching today who want to enter TV production and just the media business at large?
I think hold your own, know your name, and go your own way. That is literally my thing. Holding your own, knowing your name, and going your own way. It is absolutely what I believe in. Knowing that what you want wants you. Listening every morning, asking for the things, and mouthing it. For me, I mouth the things that I want. So if I want an office with trees and a big backyard, that's what I want, and so I'll ask for it. If I want a new car, I'll ask for it, and I'll say it. I want a new car. And this is what I'm going to do. May you please be with me in every single step of the way. These are my practices every day. When I go, oh, I would love to buy my mom a house. May it happen within the next year. May I be given the strength to live with this possibility, and may you be behind me all the way. And where I fall, please carry me. Where I cannot see, go beyond what my eye cannot see and be there for me. This is life in anything, not in media, not in law. This is life.
Principles.
Life is always about that. And life will always listen to you. But there's a catch. Karma is a beautiful thing, and it works on 2 ways. Karma has been seen such a bad, but if you do good, good will come. If you do bad, bad will come.
I mean, you've already set the bar so high because you maintain you. What can we expect from you in the near future?
Look, I'm really trying, you know, what this has shown me is that I can actually become something more. So, you know, I'd like to think of myself as a venture capitalist these days. So I'm going after things that I never thought I would go after, you know. So I'm in pharmaceuticals now. So we're playing around with some medicines and ingredients. We'll produce a pill within the next 2 months or so. You know, and I'm going into like, there's this thing that I want to do. I want to officialize like this agents thing. I won't be in charge of it, but I'm trying to gather like an orchestra of people that will really orchestrate great deals and great things for those who really want to become, you know, a part of this industry. So I don't know what that is right now, but I know that I can lead this orchestra in a way where it produces a good enough melody for those who really want to be in this industry. So whether it's, you know, bridging the gap between Lionsgate and Bar Leader and finding an opportunity for, you know, an actor here to sort of be in a Tyler Perry movie, or whether it's saying, okay, HBO, can we do an African series? These are the people, you know what I mean? But let's collaborate, let's do things. Or whether it's actually laying fiber in Congo and actually having a channel that streams from here to there. Those things are, you know, I'm learning French now because of, you know, my relationship with the Congo, and that's what we're, you know, trying to sort of, you know, do. Like my gift is cross border. It's beyond Africa. It's so many people need me. So many people need things that I have. So I think that, you know, if I can connect to Congo, if I can connect Lionsgate, and if we can find talent in Dakar, come on, you know what I mean?
The thing is, you end up becoming a vessel, and it's a gift to be shared, and it's not limited to our borders. So We wish you all the best with your future endeavors. Obviously, dream big, reach for the moon, and even if you fall a little short, you always land amongst the stars, right?
That's exactly it.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much.
It is said that experience is a great teacher, and I think the one thing Legend has done well is make sure that all his experiences work for him. And we welcome your feedback on our various social media platforms, so do interact with us. But for myself, Liesl Wilson, and the rest of the team, it's goodbye for now.